Howdy, Possum Patty here, and yepers, I am outside again, and it is muggy, the sky is gray and cloudy, there's a big storm coming. But I'm trying to get a little bit of gardening done every day, so I came outside to work on Mr. Scarecrow behind me here, and I stuck them in the ground at the side of the yard, and I planted some sweet peas all around the base, and I hope that they will grow up the pole. I love sweet peas. And the rest of the sweet peas I had planted the other day over here on this trellis by the garage. And I can see that they're starting to come up already. It might be hard for you to see, but there's little sweet peas coming up right in there. And I did plant some over on the other side. And there are morning glories coming up in the lawn. So I'm going to have to dig these up and put them somewhere. Maybe I'll put a few on here with the sweet peas. And I have an idea for the other ones. And we're walking to the other side of the house. And here's my other scarecrow, Mr. Bunny. And I'm going to be sticking him somewhere and planting some morning glories to grow up on him. Is it snowing? Is there snow on the ground? No, those are petals from the viburnum, which is going to have a lot of berries this year. And this is super fun. Look at all the little pansies, the little Johnny jump ups that have sprouted in the driveway. And they all came from a plant I had here last year. All reseeded. Looking good, looking good. I can feel that the storm is getting closer, but I just wanted to check on this giant Jack in the Pulpit. Look at the size of the stalk on this one. Hello, Jack. Look at the size of the leaves. Put my hand here. It's a giant. This is my giant Jack in the Pulpit. And it's got babies. There's the little babies down here. Before the storm started, I had enough time to go into the house and get a bucket of warm, soapy water to clean off the rock that I'm going to be painting on. Now, this was Mr. Possum's idea, yeah, but I did buy some new paint markers to do a picture on this rock, and I gave it a good rinse. And then a little pat dry. My rock is nice and clean and dry. Now, Mr. Possum thinks I should paint right on this surface, but I have an idea. I think I want to put some acrylic black gesso down first. Not paint the entire thing, but just sort of in the middle and leave a little natural rock outline, a little border around. So wondering how thick this was. I haven't used it in a while. It's pretty gunky, but that's okay. We'll just spread it on because I think some of those paint pens are really going to pop on the black. And I have an idea of what I want to paint on there. And I'll show you that in a moment. And I'll put a thick coat. It'll take a while to dry. I'll let it dry overnight, maybe work on it tomorrow. Get it in all the nooks and crannies, as they say. All right, I think that worked well. Okay, so I am going to close this up and go wash my brush and put this aside to dry. I grab my sew-to-go bag. I take this with me when I go out in the car, and I do some stitching. And this is my new slow stitch journal made from a Vera Bradley pocketbook. And I might make another one of these pretty soon so I can show you how I put these little slow stitch journals together. And this one I am calling my sketch and stitch journal. I am sketching on these little pieces of felt that I'm using as the signatures, and then adding some slow stitches. Now this is the image that I'm thinking about for painting on the rock because it really symbolizes Soggy Bottom. We have about, I'd say, seven acres of ferns and dragonflies. So these are the fiddleheads when the ferns first come up out of the ground, and the dragonflies start appearing in the spring, and of course I put some script on their ferns. So I'm thinking about doing something like this on the rock. You can see all the stitches I put in there. Underneath you can see the markers that I used. I'm adding silver to the dragonfly's wing right now. So I'm working with some silver thread here. So I might do something like this, but instead of saying ferns, I may say Soggy Bottom or something. Yes, because I think this really symbolizes Soggy Bottoms. Our entire woods are covered with ferns, and we have so many dragonflies in the summertime. Well, spring through fall, actually. So that's my idea for the rock after that black gesso dries. And now I'm going to go back to what I was working on yesterday, which was the fairy door page. For Ruthie Rose went to the Fairy and Magic Festival to find all the fairy doors that were there. This was in Putnam, Connecticut. And I sat here earlier this morning and started ripping up paper. I'm using a sheet of this awesome watercolor paper I got at Temu. A few of the Possum Peeps did mention they picked out this same paper too. It must be kind of popular. It's just so fun and colorful. Just love these whimsical flowers. Anyway, I was ripping one up for the background, and then I had the brochure, but it was too big to fit on this page, and I didn't want to fold it and do all that stuff. So I decided I would rip it all up so I could fit it on here, and then rip up one of these colorful pages for the background and put as much of it as I could on the page. And then I still not going to have room to journal, so we're going to go into page number 3. And I have an idea for that, and hopefully I'll get my journaling done on page number 3. Oh, and then I just thought, yes, in the other video I was showing you how we moved the fairy, my garden fairy, out to the ferns. And I'm thinking I need to put a picture of her in here too, because this is the fairy journal that was gifted to, oh, I need to put a fairy on the cover, don't I? Yes, I do. Ooh, what if I put the garden fairy, make a frame, put the garden fairy right there. Ooh, okay. Always more ideas, always more ideas. All right, I need to get a paper to do some gluing here. I don't want to lose all my little bits. Okay, now this is going to be hard. Okay, how am I going to glue this down? All right, carefully lift these up. These go on the bottom, and this bunch goes on the top. It looks like this piece has to go first. I'm using my fave Elmer's Craft Bond Extra Strength Permanent. I do like this better than the washable kind, the school glue. And this works really well on fabric and things too. Now I wonder if I can overlap a little bit. Yes, and make a nice crinkly edge there. All right, then I think I had this one. Don't lose the ampersand there. Down here, I love these watercolor leaves here. Look at these. I'm going to try and make some of those. Watercolor Wednesday. Now I can't go over on this side because the seam is there. Fairy's gonna go up here. And magic goes here. Oh, it was fairy and magic. Fairy and magic. Ampersand. All right, let's take some of the background off of this. Put that there. The thunder is still rumbling. We're supposed to get the worst of the storms about, and let's see, I'm looking at the clock, about an hour and a half from now. So I've got some time to play here. Okay, now this I had down here. By ripping up the brochure, I'm able to get a lot of it on the page. You know, because I ripped off all these bits, right? I think I'm going to put festival down. Well, I got to put this one down, and then I'm going to put festival down. Magic can go over here. After I put festival, I met a few authors at this fair, at this festival, and I did buy their books, and they gave me permission to read them here on YouTube. So I will be doing that, something to look forward to. Now, you know what? I think that little piece is going to go in here. Okay, I'm going to take off some of this, but leave the edge a bit wrinkly. I'm going to have to wash my hands. I got so much glue on them already. And one of the authors writes about fairies, yepers, and he has a series of short stories called The Fae of Woodstock Valley. I haven't read any of them yet, but I will be reading them and sharing those fairy stories with you right here on Just Journaling. Ruthie Rose was absolutely over the moon meeting a real author who writes stories about fairies. Okay, well, that is colorful. I was going to put a dragonfly here. I kind of filled up the page, though, didn't I? I think I'll put it right there. Okay, this probably needs some Fabri-Tac glue because it's very plasticky. Got a little bit of dimension to it. Alrighty, what a spread this is. Yes, here's my little fairy door with Ruthie Rose in front of a fairy door at the Fairy and Magic Festival. So I'll leave all that information there. Alright, so now on this side, I printed out this postcard. I'm saying postcard because it was a very large painting that they had on the sidewalk. Looks like a postcard with love from Putnam, Connecticut. And it's got some images. There's a museum there about the boxcar children. We didn't get a chance to go in. We might have to go back one day. They have a theater, the Bradley Theater. And it looks like the fall fair going on there. Guitar player. So I printed this out. I was hoping just to make like a giant pocket out of it. And then I could do my journaling even on like a piece of this cardstock that I'm cutting off here so it doesn't go to waste. When I print something out, I always save all these little pieces and I use them for everything. Oh, I love this orange over here. All this blue and orange. Look how gorgeous that is. I wonder if I should put a background on that. Because then I could sew this to a background and then glue the whole thing down on here. I could do that, yes. Okay, what can I come up with? Look how gorgeous this paper looks with that. Oh my goodness. Maybe I can make just like a little tuck out of this. All right, we're not working on that page right now. No, we're working on this page. Let me find some paper for this. Scrap bag, where are you? All right, this is almost already the perfect size. I just need to trim it a little bit. It's going to have a little edge at the top and the bottom, but that would be perfectly fine. And then I can sew this on like that. Or I have plain blue. No, I'm loving this contrast here. These are complementary colors here. Opposite each other on the color wheel. That's why they go so good together. Do you put Putnam that way or do you put Putnam that way? I want it to go this way. And I'll make the pocket in here. Okay, I'm going to take this over to the machine and quickly just stitch around here and then get this whole thing glued into the journal and then do my journaling. There we have it. It is all stitched in, and if you don't sew, gluing works perfectly fine. I just get a tremendous enjoyment about putting paper in my sewing machine. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I love to write on fabric and sew on paper. I guess I just love to be contrary. Well, there it is in there. Now the pocket is ready for a journaling card. I'm thinking about using that dark blue that I didn't use for the background as the journaling card for the pocket. But this is a fairy journal, so I have to do something magical here. I cut a little white paper, or I'll cut a piece of this to do my journaling on. Well, this might fit good here, huh? Okay. Let's cut this. I'll cut this down, and this will be my journaling card. So I've got to put something magical on here because it is a fairy journal. I'm thinking about putting this sparkly netting. I'm going to stitch this on and then find something, an image or something to be the focal point. I got out my Fairies, Pixies, and Elves sticker book, and I'm looking at these little houses here. And can I find something that'll fit on the journaling card? This is only part of a house, but I might be able to get that. I was hoping something like this. Ooh, maybe this with the door over here. So am I going to cut up this book? Yes, that's why I got this book, to cut it all up and use the images and the stickers and just play and have fun with it. Oh, look at this little snail down there. Perfect for snail mail, happy mail. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, and speaking of happy mail, yes, I will be choosing the winner of the Possum Patty Happy Mail from the comments in the video about getting the tube confetti. Probably Friday or Saturday, because that will give everybody like a week to watch the video and respond. Yeah, so that'll be coming up in a few days. So stay tuned for that. Well, I'm not going to be able to get this all on there. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do here. We can do this guy here, but I wanted the door. So I could put the door, but not that guy there. Save him for another image. Okay, I'm going to fussy cut that a little bit more. And then find a fairy that's sitting down here. Oh, maybe this little, maybe this little guy here. He could be sitting on the step here, looking at that gold bug. Okay, we'll get this together and we'll try him out. Oh, and speaking of gold bug, when I was planting the marigolds. Yes, when I was planting the marigolds in the little rock garden in the back, and I was moving the mulch aside, I saw one of those really shiny, brilliant green beetles. Oh, I love those. I've journaled about those beetles before. Yeah, I think they were the six-spotted tiger beetles. Six-spotted tiger beetles. They don't look anything like tigers. They're shiny green. And the spots are hard to see. Got to get down close to see the spots. I'm putting it on this side. Put it on the right side. Yes. So that'll go right there. Ooh, look at that. Yes, all that golden sparkly goodness on there. I'm going to glue this down. Let me audition a little elf here. Oh, that's perfect. I can move this down because there's lots of room. Okay, I'm going to put that there. Oh, that is perfect. Possum perfect. All right, so before we put the sticker down, I'm going to glue this down here. And I'm going to use some of the Fabri-Tac to glue it through the fabric that is on there, because that is just netting. Put that down like that. I might put a little glue on the back of him too, because he's got to stick to the material. Aw, how sweet is that? And on this side, I did some journaling. May 18th, 2024, we went to the Fairy Fair with Ruthie Rose. It was cool and raining, but she didn't mind. She wanted to find all the fairy doors in Putnam, Connecticut. And I'm thinking that this needs something. Maybe rounded corners, maybe a little blue ink. What can I put on here? Ooh. I could glue it down and then use my new Sharpie paint pens to decorate around the edge. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited. Where's the glue? Oh, before I glue it down, I used my Dollar Tree Sparkle glitter gel pen to write this, so that has some glitter on it too. A little bit sparkly there. Around the corners. I think I'll just use a little tacky glue. Spread that around. And let's see, which way do I want it to go? This way. I'm just playing over here to see how they show up on the blue. I've got the white, the yellow. Looks pretty good. And the light teal. Maybe the pink. Like that. Try these 4 colors. I'm not sure what I want to do, but I'm looking at this. And maybe I'll just do something like that. Something like this. So I'm going to start with a pink blob. And I'm going to put another pink blob around it. A little green in the middle. Now let's put some flower buds. And then maybe some leaves. Press and release. Press, lift up. Press, lift up. press, lift up. Little bitty one here. Now this is just for fun. I have to get used to playing with these. But the only way to get good at using your art supplies is to use your art supplies. So don't be afraid to just jump in there and start playing. It's just pigment and it's just paper. That looks cute. I don't know why, but I'm putting dots across the bottom. So there's my decorated journaling card. Fun marker flowers and a little dragonfly up there. I need to practice some more flowers, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to put the little fairy door with the gold bug into the Putnam pocket, like so. Oh, look at this. I love these little painty bits sticking out on this side. Yes. Okay, so I have 3 pages done about the fairy doors at the Fairy and Magic Festival in Putnam, Connecticut. And there's still a few things I want to journal about that we did at that fair. Yes, so I have more journaling to do. I just love tearing up little pieces of paper and making a fun collage. So this is a very happy page. And I love sewing on paper. And I made my Putnam pocket over here. Yeah, so fairy journaling done today. Well, this has been a very productive day. Yes, fairy journaling. I prepped the rock, getting it ready to be painted on. Oh yeah, and I went out before the storm and planted some sweet peas. So thank you for allowing me to share my day with you. And I want to wish you all happy gardening and happy junk journaling. Bye-bye. When in doubt, play dead. Life advice from an unexpected source. Who you enjoy sleeping with is nobody's business. Possums can sometimes be found cohabitating with other animals, often armadillos, who've already done the hard work of digging a den. And it's nobody's business what's in your pouch, unless you've got snacks in there, in which case you should share.